So bondex is essentially a Web3 LinkedIn killer in the making. That's what we're striving for. We really believe that we need a new generation of talent to actually enable talent exchange in a more secure and trusted way across the world. And we want to do that, through empowering everyone to play multiple roles within a talent network, in particular, playing the role of the recruiter. The thesis there is the 6 degrees of separation that connects us the whole world. In fact, in the digital world, it's actually only three. So why not creating a professional network powered by everyone's network? And what is the misalignment here in terms of human capital? So I don't even see it as an industry or a market. I see it as an asset class. It is completely crucial. It's the secret sauce of every company in any stage in any industry. Its size is only matched by its complexity. Recruitment fees themselves is, hundreds of billions of years in revenue. Yet, even though it is an incredibly large market, it's actually only dominated by a few middlemen and intermediaries that extract too much value for what they provide. So 3.4 million, both agency and external recruiters create those 600 billion a year recruitment fees using a lot of platforms that have a really crucial misalignment of incentives. If acquiring talent is difficult and the talent market is a supply constrained market, why are all the incentives and experience really geared and focused on the demand side? Employers who pay subscriptions or those recruiters that extract a lot of value, when really the talent is the one that brings value to these networks. So we propose a paradigm shift to compensate and empower the users and the talent. And the third pillar of it is that really shows that there's something wrong in this equation is that even though there's 3.4 million recruiters generating 600 billion in referrals, they're only capturing 15% of the market. 85% of hiring actually happens via direct networking and referrals already. Why? Because referring people in direct networking is faster, cheaper, and gets you higher quality people than going through intermediaries or all those talent platforms that have misalignment of incentives. But people focus on that 15%, and not only focusing on that 15% of the market, they're still generating an incredible amount of value for themselves. We propose a redistribution of this value. We want to reimagine how talent is sourced and hired by empowering everyone to play a role. So the idea is going from that Web2 middleman value flow, so that you have basically intermediaries and data monopolies who are profiting from monetizing your social graphs and your data, and you think you're getting a free product, but really you are the product when you think you have a free product. What we want to do is use Web3 to do a complete incentive redesign and enable basically a peer-to-peer talent network powered by our democratized talent protocol. And essentially, as I mentioned before, users no longer have to play one single role as the recruiter or the employer or the talent. They can play multiples at once and access economic opportunities beyond what the business models of today allow them to. So in terms of where we are today, and that was kind of the vision and story for the company. In terms of our early traction, we released a mobile beta application to achieve community market fit and a paint-to-door test of what would be the demand for a Web3 professional network in August of 2021. We bootstrapped the company, wanted to bootstrap the network. The app is powered through gamification and a premium currency like a video game, and it's led to really great viral loops. We've actually surpassed 3 million downloads to date. We have again over 1 million monthly active users, great deal of daily active users. So already in terms of retention and engagement, these numbers blow traditional professional mobile apps out of the water. On the back of bootstrapping this side of the marketplace, which is a three-sided marketplace, we got to sign a few companies that came in to onboard their job positions to our job portal. So that's the next step that we're in, which is our job portal. So this gives you an idea of our roadmap. We have those user base and community market fit to release product with. We released that beta, and now we're going towards our minimum viable product release, which is a bounty-based job board. As I said, we believe in referrals. So the idea here is that companies will post a job with a bounty, and then they will crowdsource referrals from the users of the network, some of which are professional recruiters, and get their hiring done faster and cheaper at the same time as we empower everyone to monetize their network and for recruiters to be independent. And eventually, we will include additional features like user-generated content in a curated newsfeed and educational capabilities. All this infrastructure and services and verticals completely connected through a gamified and incentive-based infrastructure. So how does bondex work exactly? How do we do this crowdsourcing and democratize talent process? So this is kind of a walkthrough how it will work. So a company again puts a job post and they put a financial reward tied to that job posting. If they successfully hire from the platform, then they need to issue the full invoice. And over 30, 60, 90 days, that gets released to the people that participated. In the beginning, we're only going to be rewarding that successful recruiter or person, user acting as a recruiter that refer the successful candidate. But over time, we will redistribute that bounty across more people that participated in a positive way in the process. So you crowdsource that funnel of candidates, and then our technology basically filters out the noise, and we rank and rate the best candidates that were actually engaged and well fitted, and pass them on to the company. So the company is basically getting only high quality, qualified talent. Then once they make the successful candidate hire, they would then again begin releasing the escrow, and the successful recruiter will get the rewards and incentives, as well as an impact on their reputation as a recruiter, which is also very important to us, basically tokenized and gamified reputation. And in terms of, how does our token economy work? How does the Web3 economy work? So we want to enable essentially a meritocracy by aligning all these incentives between all the three main participants in the exchange of talent. And it's not just earning, right? There's a lot of incentives in Web3, and I think they're a double-edged sword. We also propose bonding mechanisms in which you're putting your reputation on the line to do certain actions, to advance your career. You're putting your money where your mouth is, essentially. So the idea is that the talent, the employers, and the recruiters, they all have incentives to foster better interconnection, less spam, less noise, but also things where if they want to do an action and they want to reach someone, they actually have to put their reputation on the line. And that's what, kind of our token economic design works. In terms of the business model and how we're going to monetize and redistribute the value, the first one is really the talent as a service. There will be tiered employer as well as recruiter accounts and subscriptions. We will also charge a success fee on top of those bounties, and eventually we will have traffic flow, data monetization, and advertising as well, similar to LinkedIn fashion, with the key difference that we're a Web3 company. We believe in individual sovereignty. So it is very important to us that the users can choose if and how their data is monetized and then partake in an economic equation, very much unlike the Web2 social networks and platforms of today. Then in terms of our team to complete this vision, I think we're a great mix of traditional backgrounds as well as some Web3 experience across our BD, design, talent operations, as well as our technical chops. And we started this company in 2021 between me and my co-founder Martin. We both have traditional kind of investment and finance backgrounds, but we also went into HR tech and Web3. And when he was finishing his MIT MBA, I reached out to him with the idea of essentially disintermediating and disrupting the world of talent through Web3. And this is where we are today. To touch one more time on the roadmap and where we're at, we've completed our phase one, which is essentially that community market fit, that beta, have a large database of professional profiles and identities, a very engaged user base to release product with. And now we're in phase two, which we've now filled out critical mass on the other sides of the marketplace. We have 50 recruiters signed up and whitelisted to be alpha users on the platform. We have 20 beta clients with over 100 positions ready to go, and we'll be releasing that job portal later in October, which is a very exciting time for us. After we battle test and iterate, the technology and really prove our concept, we will focus on basically scaling all three sides of the marketplace, and then essentially what is now Web 2 and gamification, we will actually start implementing our Web 3 roadmap at the same time, as well as moving identity, professional identity on chain, and other use cases for Web 3 in the professional kind of exchange and professional networking sphere. And then eventually do a TGE, as we will have our own listed token. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to the questions.